guys. Hope everybody's been doing okay. I actually had some spare time. I'm not going to say that too loud. I had some spare time this afternoon, so I thought that I would actually make a video. And I honestly have no idea what the hell I'm going to do. It's just going to be me running my mouth. So if you're cool with that, as we used to say where I come from, cop a squat, have a seat, we'll talk. You know, it could be coffee talk. So I've got my coffee cup. This is not intentionally an ASMR, so you know if it suits, I can. But yeah, it's not meant to be that way. Don't know how much I'm going to go into the whole ASMR line of things, mostly because, well, let's face it, I'm from New York, and my mother's side of the family is Italian. So honestly, the odds of me being quiet enough to do ASMR on a regular basis, not good, really not good. But I figured we could have a seat in the kitchen, because that's where everybody usually gathers in my family. It's always in the kitchen. We're always about food. We're either fighting, laughing, or eating. Sometimes all at the same time. And hopefully we get through some stuff before the cats come in and destroy everything. So let's see what we can do. Okay. I think we finally got it right. I've been messing with the camera to try to find the right angle. And I've had, the cats have been helping me, so it's been a disaster, trust me. But now I think they're no longer interested in what's going on here. Now they're bored with it, so they've moved on. And hopefully they'll stop drinking out of my coffee cup and chewing on the tripod and whatnot. So mostly, I guess what I was going to do is just start talking about some of the wooden boxes that I made. So back in May, I was invited to be part of an amazing collaboration in an ASMR video on Swarm's channel. It was really cool. I had a lot of fun. Everybody did a really great job. So if you haven't seen it, you should go check it out on her channel. For a long time, I had been watching ASMR, and I always thought to myself, wow, that would be so cool to be creative enough to be a part of something like that and to do something like that. And then when they actually invited me, which was really wonderful, and I can't thank you guys enough, it made me feel really cool because all of a sudden I got to be a part of it. And it was like, wow, holy shit, this is happening. So I was really, really, really excited. And then I found out all the people that were going to be in it and the fact that it was actually going to be premiere on YouTube. And I pretty much shit my pants because, oh my God, like I had no idea what I was doing. So I knew I had to bring it. So there was a lot of late night tutorials and trying to figure out how to use a green screen, how to deal with programs. I jumped headfirst into Adobe Premiere, which is a lot. But it's actually not as scary as I thought. It looks way more frightening than it actually is. So I'm still going to be learning about stuff like that. And afterwards, I had all these really cool ideas. I have like half a notebook full of half-written scripts, ideas jotted down, that type of thing. And I don't know what happened. It's like life just, I don't know. It just crashed for me. Like the whole summer just like passed by. It seemed like I blinked my eyes and it was gone. And it was just a lot of stress at work, a lot of things like that going on in real life, so to speak. That kind of stopped me from doing everything I was hoping that I'd be able to do. But here's hoping maybe things will turn around a little bit and it won't be so bad. And a lot of the bad stuff is behind me now. We had a couple of mishaps. We had some near misses. We had some tornado warnings. We had just a little bit stressful, a little bit stressful. But other than that, we're all good now. My house is still here. I'm still here. The cats are still here. Sometimes that's not a good thing. I love them. No, I love them. I do. I keep telling myself that. I love them. So I just thought that I would take a little bit to just babble like I'm doing right now. So, you probably remember, if you saw the Beltane video, people seem to really like the boxes that I did. So I made one box that I did that has the sun on it, and I had another box I did in a darker color that is the moon. And some people wanted to know where I got them, and I actually made them. I didn't make the box itself though, so I thought I would take time maybe to explain a little bit about what I did and how I did it. So basically, any local craft store probably has a whole section that's woodworking, and most of them you can find all different kinds of boxes. And I gotta say, I would never go into craft stores. Like I was never that much of a creative person. For me, my background creativity wise was always music, was what I enjoyed more than anything. So in high school, which was 25 years ago, I did a lot. I was involved in the band. So I was what they commonly refer to as a band geek, and I was a geek. I was a big old nerd, but it's okay. And so I used to play the alto saxophone. I could play alto saxophone, tenor saxophone, clarinet, alto clarinet, um, and I messed around a little bit with the cello. But then we moved, and the place we moved to, I didn't have an orchestra anymore, which kind of pissed me off because I really like the cello. I like the sounds. I like deep sounds. When it comes, I don't like shrill stuff like violins and stuff like that. Is too, I like the more resonating sounds. Like I love the bassoon. And that kind of stuff, really cool sounds. So that's always where my head was in music. But my mother and my sister are incredibly creative women. And I mean, they can knit, they can crochet, they do macrame. I mean, they try to something. It's like they're like the MacGyver of the craft world. Like if they want something, they're just like, here you go, a tea cozy, there you go, oh, you want something to hold the remote control, boom, plastic canvas, there you go, where I think I tried to crochet once, like years ago, and I don't know. I worked at it for like 10 minutes. I wound up with a knot, and I threw it across the room because I was like, I can't. So usually, they would get all excited, go into the craft fair, and they, the craft stores and stuff, and they'd be all walking around, oohing and on. And a lot of the times, I'd just be like, oh, Jesus Christ, how long do I gotta sit here and listen to this? But now, it's funny because I walk through after doing just that one video. And I probably look like the biggest creep on the planet because I'm like, everything I'm looking at going, oh my God, this would be great sounds. Listen to that sound. So people are probably looking at me like I'm some kind of psycho, because they come around and I'm sitting there looking at the thing and I'm going, oh, that sounds great, and people in the stores are just like, what the hell's wrong with her, right? But I still have fun with it. So going back to the boxes. So when you're in the craft store and you come across, they have the one I have anyway. It's all different assorted boxes. So like they have this one which is cute. It's a little pirate's chest, and then they had this one that's similar to what I made before with a little bit of an inlet. Only this has a little bit of like a picture frame lid on top, and they're all just a very soft pine. They're nothing fancy. Which I kind of like because then the only thing I wish is that they would make some of them with silver buckles, but they don't. Everything is made with gold. So on the smaller ones anyhow. But then you get some of these and they go into like a really pretty bronze color, which I thought was cool. So this one in particular kind of had almost a little bit of a gothic feel to it. So I have some in mind. I think maybe when I make this one, I'm not sure. But then coming across stuff, all of a sudden I was like, ooh, let me try this, let me try that. And different ideas start to come together. Like I come across in the, it wasn't even in with the woodworking. I think this was in the scrapbooking. They had all these assorted keys. And I thought to myself, oh man, I bet I could make some kind of a story, around one of these boxes designed to hold one of these keys or something. So I got a bunch of ideas in my head floating around. I just don't know what I'm going to do with them. But anyway, one of the other boxes I had found, let me see if I can get it here, because I don't remember what the hell I put in it, honestly. I just thought it had a great sound. It just has a wonderful, just has a nice sound. It's got one of those cool little magnetic flaps too, which I like. And this has all kinds of shit in it right now that actually has nothing to do with what I'm trying to do here. But that's pretty much the norm. Oh, there's a journal I found. I forgot I got that one. So amongst the other things that I was looking for, I also found this journal that I thought was really cool because it had a cork cover to it. So I thought that might show up in a video at some point. Just kind of it's just got a good sound, you know? Good page turning. See where it goes, right? So just some different ideas and things that I came across, and all kinds of ideas and things, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. But so I do have fun now walking around finding stuff. So anyway, where was I going with this? I don't even know. What the hell am I saying? Back to the wood. So basically, you just kind of start with one of these little boxes, and you can stain it. They have these wonderful things in the hardware store that you can get, and they're designed to do like furniture repair or that type of stuff. You know, it's just enough stain to fit in a pen. And what I like about it is it's in a pen, because I'm very leery about having an open container, you know, like this would be, of wood stain, only because of the little darlings, you know, particularly Miss Finn, who has a very fluffy tail and does not like to pay attention to where her butt is. So it's like she completely forgets that she has a back half. So her front half is always all over the place, you know, loving, and her back half is in my coffee cup, in my food. You know, I gotta watch her every minute because she'll drag her tail through everything. So I'm kind of leery about having like an open container like this. If I were to actually do something with this, I have to put everybody in one of the bedrooms, and I don't like locking them up, you know, like if I don't really have to, because that's mean. But so these pens actually work out really good. So it's just enough stain, and you just kind of shake it up. It almost sounds like a paint marker. Basically, same thing. And then when you open it up, the stain comes through. It's like a felt tip. I don't know if you can see it. Focus, camera. It's not gonna focus. Okay, that's all right. But you get kind of a feel of what that is, and then you just touch it to the wood, and you can see it start to absorb in. And you can either do one coat or two coats, depending on, you know, how good you want it to look. These, honestly, that I did for the video, I just did one coat. It seemed to come out really, really good. So, like this one, I happened to use a golden oak stain, and this was just some acrylic paint that I had left over from, I don't even know what the hell I had it left over from. I think I had painted, I have a little, it's like a lawn ornament that I put out there with some birds and stuff on it. And I had painted that because it got all faded from being in the sun and everything. And then, you know, I still got my rocks. The rocks, sunstone. So I just stained the whole thing inside and out. And then either in the craft fair, I've seen it on Amazon too, they've got, it's self-adhesive felt. So you just line it with whatever, and they have all different colors of the rainbow, really. I got a pack that has just like light brown, dark brown, red, and black. You know, I didn't get all that fancy. But they have ones that have all different kinds of colors. And it's a lot of fun. I found that I actually enjoyed doing it. So that was like the one time I finally came across something in a craft fair that I was like, hey, I like working with this. So I think I'm going to mess with some more. I've got some ideas, some things that I came across that I'm going to be looking forward to working with. I hope soon. I bought them quite a while ago. This thing, I couldn't help it. This thing, I was going through a clearance bin. And as soon as I saw this, I have somebody very specifically in mind for this. You probably will guess who it is, those of you that know me well. But I mean, you know, really. Like immediately, I was like, oh yeah, I know where that's going to go. So things like that, you know, you come across and you have a lot of fun with, and you can hang out and do some cool stuff with it. But so I'm thinking maybe somewhere, sometime along the line, I can do some kind of a video. Maybe I'll be in character, maybe not. It is hard to do the characters in the summertime, because even with the air conditioning on when you're in costume, it gets so hot. And of course, it doesn't help that, you know, okay, yeah, I get it. There's a lot of me. It's okay. I'm all right with that. So it's easy for a little chubby girl to get overheated very quickly. So, you know, it is what it is. But, okay, so Sorry about the little bit of an edit that went on there. I kind of, my train of thought like completely jumped the track, and then at the same time, some of the cats came in and decided that now was the time to knock their dry food all over the floor and eat it. Because that's how my cats eat. Well, two of my cats, anyway. They do not eat dry food like a normal cat would just walk up to the bowl and eat the food, right? Well, not Miss Finn, so you'll probably still hear her running around like an elephant on the floor. The way she eats her dry food is she takes it piece by piece out, drops it on the floor, and then she knocks it all over the kitchen, chases it around, knocks it under the throw rug, hunts it down, pounces on it, and then eats it, piece by piece. So I just get used to all kinds of noises and sounds, because I hear in the middle of the night, they sound like they're having a football game up and down, and it's what they're doing. They're eating. So they're a mess, but I love them. I want to see, maybe I can get her on camera doing this. She'll probably stop as soon as I put the camera on, because that's what they all do. Your guys' cats do that too. Like, they do the funniest things, and then the second they know that record button is hit, they do nothing. Let me see if I can get her. What are you doing, Finny? What's up? Is it yummy? Yeah. Okay, so that's basically it. I guess that's all I can really think of. You guys have probably been listening to me ramble for long enough, so I'm sure you have other things to do. But I'm really glad that you came by, and I'm glad that if you sat and actually listened to everything, I'm glad that you kept me company for a while. I appreciate it. So here's hoping. With Halloween coming, that's like my favorite holiday, so I'm hoping that I can get some more inspiration going and a little bit more chutzpah, to get things going and actually make the videos. Maybe I'll go back and revisit the 4 or 5 or however many it is half-written ideas that I have down and finish putting them together. And I'm pretty sure my picture stayed the same from behind. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but the picture that I have behind me on my wall is actually, it's like a holographic. Which I always thought was really, really, really cool. And when I bought my house, the first thing that I did was go and get that picture, because I had seen it in the store for like months and months and months, and I always thought it was so cool. And somebody said, well, why don't you just get it? And I'm like, well, I got nowhere to put it. And then when I bought my house, I'm like, hey, I got somewhere to put this picture that I like. So I thought it was really cool. I'm going to see if I can change the angle so you can see what it does. So it goes from fall, it's summer, right? And then I think if I go back this way, you'll see it change to autumn, right? And see if I can keep it where you see it go to winter. Yeah, it changes to all winter. And then I'm trying to think where it goes to spring. Sorry about you're getting a little jumbled around. And it went right back to winter again. Kind of in between. It's hard to catch spring. It kind of goes very fast into the autumn and the winter part goes a lot more gradually, but the summer or spring one is kind of harder to see on there. But I just thought it was the coolest thing. So depending on where you're standing in the house as you walk through, it's a different scene, which I thought was really fun. But anyhow, so that's it. So I hope you guys have a nice afternoon, and that you've had, those of us that are in the U.S., that you've had a nice Labor Day weekend. This was a bank holiday for us here. And that I hope everything else goes okay. So Thanks for hanging out with me.